Hey everyone, welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls. And guys, it's been a few days since they announced the future release of the new Nelliel and the new Grimjow. And I've thought about it a little bit, and I kind of wanted to do a video talking about what I think the new Nelliel specifically would be like. I guess we can talk about Grimjow in a separate video, but for now, let's focus on Nelliel because that's waifu right there, and the little portion of the artwork we can see does look pretty amazing. I mean, it's pure. It's obviously a little bit of fan service in there. Like, I mean, you see the freaking the goods like right in your face like that. But let's talk about what the rest of the artwork will look like. Now you see the difference in the horns. She kind of looks like a darker version of Nelliel, like a kind of more sinister version. The horns they kind of remind me of like something demonic. Um, I don't know. The big question with this character is, will she be a centaur or will she have normal legs? So from the pose that she's in, guys, I have to assume that she's going to be a centaur. If we look at the other original versions of characters that Caleb has done, like the Okiora, it's pretty much what their original resurrection is like with a few tweaks. So I'm assuming that it's going to be a four-legged version, even though it would be nice to have a normal legged Nell. The release form it's got to be a centaur, but it will look different, guys. I mean, I think we can all agree that that will happen. It's probably going to have some kind of different kind of hair or like something like that. It might even be. I was kicking out around this idea too, guys. It might even be like if you've ever seen a satyr, or like one of those mythological, I guess they're kind of like forest creatures, woodland creatures, and they have kind of like goat legs, but they're only two. It's not the full centaur four-legged body. It's only two. I'll put up some pictures if I can find some of what I'm talking about, guys. But that might be an outside possibility. I do doubt it, however, just because of the pose that we can see in the image, guys. It kind of looks like she's rearing back with like the staff behind her or her lance. So I feel like she's looking down as well. So if she's rearing up in her horse form, that's what would happen. She'd be looking down with the weapon poised. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for her appearance, guys. And I don't know for sure, but like with the Okiora, he still had the wings, even though they turned from bat wings into feathered wings. So this Nelliel will probably still have the four-legged version as well, but with like a different look, maybe different color palette or something like that, to match the new horn structure she has. So with that out of the way, four-legged Nelliel, unfortunately, because she does have nice legs in her human form. But let's move on now to the attribute. Okay, so for this, I'm drawing upon what we've seen out of Nelliel in the past. And if you look at her past versions, guys, she's had a version in every attribute except red. So she's had a blue version, a purple version, a green version, and two orange mind versions. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it will guaranteed be red, but it's probably a higher possibility than most other options. It's definitely not going to be mind because we did just get a mind Nelliel recently. And the other ones, she does have some viable versions. Maybe the speed one, the original speed version, isn't viable, so that could happen. But I do doubt it. The speed version, the original one, recently got resurrection, so it's semi usable. I wouldn't go out there and 10 it, but it is semi usable. The most likely attribute for Nelliel is going to be red, in my opinion. So that's the attribute choice I'm going with. Now, for the actual character gameplay, we have two options here, range or melee, as we usually do. And since the most recent Nelliel was ranged, I think this one is almost a surefire melee character. It doesn't really make any sense. Like, what would she shoot out? Like the energy. I mean, it didn't make sense for the other one either that she was ranged, but this one, I think it's definitely going to be melee, guys. It just suits her weapon. Her weapon's a lance usually. Maybe it'll be some variation of a lance. So I'm going with melee on that. Not really. Not really. I don't really have anything to back up any of these statements, other than some like circumstantial things that happened in the past. But I'm going for melee on Nelliel. And will she be a normal attack damage character or a strong attack damage character? I'm going to go with strong attack damage because these special original designs that they usually do, they lend themselves more to strong attack damage characters because you can do more with a strong attack damage characters, like graphics wise and visually you can do more with a strong attack damage character. there's just more options in my opinion. You can have flashy strong attacks. You can have like crazy graphics, crazy particle effects, stuff like that. So for these special espadas, they're gonna want to like present them in a very flashy, graphically appealing way. And I think the way that they're gonna do that is by making her strong attack damage. So right now I'm going with melee strong attack damage Nelliel. All right, let's move on, guys. The soul trait. The soul trait. If we look at the other original versions that KLab has put out in the past, like this, specifically the Quincy Ichigo, the Anniversary Ulquiorra, and the Anniversary Ichigo from way back, they've all had upgraded soul traits. 14 recharge for Quincy Ichigo, 25 strong attack damage for the original Anniversary Ichigo and the Anniversary Ulquiorra. So there's a high chance that she could be an upgraded soul trait. Now, the first thing that came to my mind was a 20 red DR, because that's the only DR link we're missing. Every other attribute already has two 20 damage reduction links, except for red. But at the same time, I don't think KLab's going to go that route, because if you're making this character, DR is good and all, but if you're making this character as a PvE unit, DR is kind of a weakness. It takes away from their damage output. So I don't think KLab is going to do that to Nelliel. Also, if you make a character a 20 DR character, they usually end up becoming nothing more than a link. And I don't think KLab wants that fate to befall any of these originally designed espadas. So I'm going to throw 20 DR red out the window. So that would leave 25 strong attack damage or 25 normal attack damage. And since I don't think she's going to be a normal attack damage character, I don't think she'll have that. I kicked around the idea of a full stamina damage boost, but then she'd need to have a shield coupled with that. That's usually the way it goes, guys. If you have full stamina damage boost, you usually have the shield to go with it. So I don't think she'll get that. So that just leaves recharge. And you know how KLab loves the recharge characters. I love the recharge characters too. So I think she's going to be a normal 12 recharge characters. We already have 214 red recharge. And unless they plan on releasing 314 recharge of each attribute, I'm going to go with 12 recharge. It's the safe bet. It's the most common soul trait. But it is probably, arguably, the best soul trait in the game. So 12 recharge for Nelliel. Moving on now, guys. I want to talk about the moves. What moves will she have? We all know that these special characters, they usually have some kind of unique moves, special moves for their strong attacks. And the Quincy Ichigo has what does he have? Does he have a charge attack? I don't even remember, guys. He has some cool stuff. I forget. But the Anniversary Ulquiorra had a charge attack. The original Anniversary Ichigo had a charge attack. And I think these new espadas, they'll all have something special, like maybe a shield or a heal or a boost. Or something like that, guys. So I'm thinking for Nelliel, the one that suits her the most. I don't think a heal would make sense for her because she doesn't really have any healing powers. The charge attack, I'm going to cross that off the list just because I don't really like charge attacks. There's no other reason for it than that. And the shield, it would be cool, but I don't feel it for Nelliel. She's kind of her personality is kind of like a protected character in the manga and the anime. She's kind of one of those characters that's always trying to, help out other people, like Ichigo, or she was trying to help out Noitara I don't know, get his shit together back in the day. She's always trying to protect her fraction, stuff like that. So I feel like a boost might make sense for her. With the boost, I think she's going to have a full screen third as well. And the first strong attack, I'm predicting a dash forward because, she's a centaur. So I figure, it makes sense for her to have a strong attack 1 where she charges forward. It suits her really perfectly. She's like a knight, basically, like a medieval knight with a lance. And for her to charge forward, that kind of makes a lot of sense. Anyway, all right, so that's it for the moves. And I guess the last thing I want to talk about is, will she have a status ailment? I have to say yes, because these are very special characters, and KLab's going to pull out all the stops to make them powerful. The question is, what status ailment could they give her that would kind of make sense? Now, obviously, I don't think poison would make sense. I don't think freeze would make sense. Burn is kind of one of those things that would make sense for a lot of people, because burn could just be like some kind of like Reiatsu thing or some kind of just like extra damage. Burn could be a possibility. Weaken, I'm not so sure. Weaken could be a possibility as well. Confuse, I don't think so. Paralysis might be another possibility as well. So I guess I'm just going to have to go with... I kind of want to go with slow, but I think slow out of all the status ailments is the worst one. And I don't think they're going to do that to Nelliel. Hopefully, So I'm gonna go with. I guess I'm gonna go with no status ailment. I gotta go with the status ailment. We're gonna go with paralysis just because I don't know what else it could be, guys. And I think she will have a status ailment. So those are my thoughts on the new Nelliel. She's gonna be a four-legged version. She's gonna be red. She's gonna have be a melee, strong attack damage character with recharge. Her moves, she's probably gonna have a. Well, she's not probably. I'm guessing she'll have a boost, a full screen third strong attack, a charging forward first strong attack, and maybe paralysis or slow on the special, or and her strong attacks as well. So I guess that about sums it up. I don't know if there's anything else I need to predict upon. The artwork looks fantastic, guys. I'm very excited to see the full image when they release the character. We don't know when Nelliel is coming out. They said April, so April could mean a lot of things. It could mean end of March banner. It could mean mid month of April. I doubt it. I don't think this type of hype banner will be a mid month. So pretty much, I think it's either end of March or end of April. So take that for what it will, for what you will, and yeah. Let me know what you think Nelliel is gonna be like, guys. I'm very excited to see her, even though I have no orbs. Hopefully, Caleb will give us some more events that we can get orbs. They've already been doing that. I'm already back up to like 190 orbs. So, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts once again in the comments on what Nelliel will be like. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.